Nyani parliamentarian raises concern on challenges confronting his constituency. Kenya's anti-corruption protests turned violent as many people lost their businesses. And still coming up, former Mayor Kohli said Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda turns the council into a business center rather than people's services. This and more coming on the World Today newscast. Hello, and this is the World Today newscast with me, Mariama Cham. Thanks for joining us in our news in detail. The National Assembly member for Nyani constituency, Honorable Omar Job, expressed concern over the health and the security challenges that confronted to the people of his constituency. Now, Honorable Job was speaking on Thursday during the National Assembly adjournment debate of the first ordinary session in the 2023 legislative year. Now, he urges the ministers responsible to do the needful to remedy the situation. Honorable Job first highlights the compounding road network and also health challenges the people of Nyani are facing. Here said,
Honorable Speaker, after touring the length and breadth of Nyani, I always ask myself, where are we classified in terms of development? Honorable Speaker, looking at Nyani, is with a total population of 28,343. But when it comes to development, when it comes to road network, we are suffering. When it comes to hospital, the same thing. When it comes to water, is also another issue. As I am speaking to you, we still have some of our villages that are going to other areas in order for them to fetch their drinking water, which is really a burning issue and something that is very hard to take by the people of Nyani. Looking at the hospital, the only hope that we have there is Kuntaur Health Center. We have a very nice lab, but still now, the lab is not functional. It was in July when I made mention of that in the adjournment debate, when we lost a lady whom we were rushing to Bansang as a result of cervical tear after giving birth, and she could not survive. And after that incident, we have many more incidents of that nature that occurred as a result of the birth road condition. We have some of our people that are living up to 10 kilometers inside, especially in the eastern part. Just imagine, around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., carrying someone with a donkey cart heading to Kuntaur Health Center. In most cases, before we reach at the hospital, it's either the baby will have a problem or the mother will have a problem. And when it comes to loyalty to the ruling government, Nyani is second to none, because Nyani is an area where oppositions are not given any ground to breathe.
Honorable Job also spoke on the security challenges in the area.
An annual attack. And even last month, or the month of January, on the 10th of January, just a minute to 2, they arrived in Wasu. And they were patrolling freely. Our securities, the PIUs that we have in Wasu, or the police officers we have in Wasu, they are not armed. These people come out with their guns. What do? They have to sit in their various offices. When they explained to me, I told them that you people even sit there. If it was me, I will manage to escape. And they were there for sometimes moving freely. When they went to Ja Oil, they targeted 3 places. Reliance had a bad experience the other time. So they decided to manage their savings in a way that they cannot penetrate it. They went to Reliance, but they cannot access anything. Another foreign exchange bureau, easy. And there they were able to access 11,600 with a laptop. From there, they moved to Ja Oil, whereby they were able to take $136,000 in Ja Oil. and we are hoping that they are coming back. They are just by the border. We are appealing to the Minister of Defense to help us so that at least if we can have regular border patrol in Nyani, or if we can have at least a PIU camp in Wasu or a military camp in the border, at least to minimize these attacks. They will come with their double cabins. Just get themselves masked, do their operations, and move. Nothing will happen. Sometimes we will contact the military barrack at Lamin Koto, but all what they will say is that either we don't have people to come or we don't have fuel. We definitely need to strengthen our security, especially in that area. Our lives are at risk because we are not far from the border. We just have 2 kilometers, and there are also certain villages that you know that they're bordered with Senegal. There, if you are not used to that place, you cannot even know here whether Senegal stops here or Gambia stops here. We are definitely appealing for something positive to be done in that particular area. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Job there elaborating his constituency's challenges as the parliament faces adjournment debate. Now, first Kenyans anti-protest protests turned violent, which resulted in some business damage in the country's main business district. Now, some business owners whose properties were destroyed blamed the police for not being able to protect their businesses while confronting the protesters. Now, the international community has since urged the Kenyan authority to dialogue to mend their differences to avert more violence. Here's the details of that in this report.
The Kisumu City protest started at exactly 8 a.m. East African time, and the demonstrators actually divided themselves into 2 batches. One batch was actually trying to defeat the police to access the central business district, and the other batch to also deviate the police to now access people's businesses. That's according to the police. But now running battles ensued where police started to actually lobby tear gas to these protesters who tried forcefully to actually access the central business district. One businessman, the proprietor of a supermarket behind me, has just told me that he's lost over 15 million Kenya shillings. According to him, he's been let down by the security agencies and wants leaders in Kenya to actually sit down and have a peaceful consensus or a dialogue. For him, he's actually been let down.
Watu inafika 500 people.
I saw almost 1,000 people come here and loot a lot of goods from my supermarket. This is not protest, it's theft. I had already reported to the police about a potential attack to my premises. The police did nothing.
It's been running battles between the protesters and the police here in Kisumu, and right now, just behind me, the protesters are also trying to assemble themselves. They call it round 2 of protests, but police have actually beefed up their teams of investigative side, teams of actually anti-riot police, and various multi-agency teams which are trying to contain the protesters. Right now, businesses are actually at risk. The international community has come together to urge the Kenyan leaders to sit down and have a peaceful consensus and, of course, a dialogue to get rid of the ongoing mess, according to them. The fact that the economy is already on its knees, and right now many businesses and the Kenyan economy is suffering in a wide spectrum.
First, Kenyans anti-government protests, they turned violent, resulting in some businesses damage in the country's main business district. Now, the world marked the first International Day of Zero Waste on March 30th, 2023, encouraging everyone to prevent and minimize waste and promoting a society shifted towards a circular economy. Now, the United Nations Environment Programme and the UN Human Settlement Programme established the day in response to worsening impact of waste on human health, the economy and the environment as well. Let's hear details of that in this report.
Marking the first International Zero Waste Day, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said the world is making a mess, adding that it is time to clean up. The day calls upon all stakeholders, including government, civil society, businesses, academia, communities, women, and youth to engage in activities that raise awareness of zero waste initiatives. Speaking at a high-level event of the General Assembly on the Zero Waste Project on Thursday, the UN Secretary General Guterres reiterated that garbage is laying waste to the planet. The UN chief also stresses that it is time to fight back and launch a war on waste on 3 fronts.
First, polluters themselves must take the lead. Those who produce waste must design products and services that are less resource and material intensive, smartly manage any waste created across all stages of their product's life cycle. Second, we need to massively invest in the ability of countries, cities and local governments to develop and scale up modern waste management systems and policies that encourage people to reuse and recycle everything from plastic bottles to aging electronics.
On 14 December 2022, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution at its 77th session to proclaim 30th March as the International Day of Zero Waste to be observed annually. Turkey was one of 105 other countries put forward the resolution. Emine Erdogan, the First Lady of Turkey, told the delegates that humans have created this fighting landscape. Madam Erdogan reiterates that collectivity on the issue is needed to either win or lose together. Meanwhile, Maimouna Mod Sarif, the executive director of UN Habitat, also spoke at the event.
Let's be waste-wise together and change our lifestyle and mindset to save our planet. This will also help us in transition to a secular and green economy, creating new and decent jobs for our future generations. Zero waste is the first step towards creating waste-wise societies. The first step is to take responsibility and make a conscious effort to reduce our consumption of single-use plastic.
Promoting zero waste initiatives through this International Day can help advance all the goals and targets in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, including Sustainable Development Goal 11 and the Sustainable Development Goal 12. These goals address all forms of waste, including food loss and waste, natural resource extraction, and electronic waste. The United Nations Environment Programme and the United Nations Human Settlement Programme jointly facilitate the observance of International Day of Zero Waste. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Yahya Jammeh.
The world marking the first ever International Day of Zero Waste on Thursday for the prevention and the minimization of waste will take us to a quick break, and we'll be back with more news. Stay with us. Welcome back from that break. You're still watching the World Today newscast, and now to more stories. Now, over 1,000 Ugandan soldiers have been recently deployed in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo to join the East African Peacekeeping Regional Force in the Central African nation. Now, this is the second batch of Ugandan soldiers sent to DR Congo following a decision by regional leaders of heads of state to help confront the M23 rebels and eventually lay down their arms for the restoration of peace. Now, despite the call for a ceasefire, recent fighting between government forces and the rebels has resulted in several killings and thousands of people displaced. Details of that in this report.
Ugandan troops are on a peacekeeping mission under the East African Regional Force. Over 1,000 soldiers have been deployed in south of the city of Beni in the North Kivu province in eastern DR Congo. The deployment follows a decision by regional heads of state to help oversee the withdrawal of the M23 rebels from territories they had captured.
This East African Community Regional Force its work is not to go and start attacking the belligerents there, but it's going to witness and ensure implementation of the decisions that were taken in the heads of state meeting.
A meeting of regional heads of state in Angola resolved to have the M23 surrender and lay down arms. The M23 rebels have captured swaths of territory in the east of DRC despite calls for a ceasefire. Clashes between government forces and the rebels have left several civilians dead and thousands displaced. The UN has issued an appeal to rebels to honor the ceasefire and open talks with the government. Earlier this month, a group announced it would sit on table with the government to find a peaceful solution to the conflict. This is the second major deployment for the Ugandan army in the eastern DRC. In 2021, the country sent troops to battle the ADF rebels, which have links to the terror group Islamic State. Over 130 armed groups are based in eastern DR Congo and have destabilized the mineral-rich country for decades.
Now, over 1,000 Ugandan soldiers they deployed in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo to join the East African Peacekeeping Regional Force in the Central African nation. Now, still with the news, the former mayor of Kanifing Municipal Council, Yankuba Koli, has accused Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda of using the council as a business center rather than serving the people of the municipality. Yankuba Koli made this claim as he endorsed Bakary Badji, the aspiring mayoral candidate for the National People's Party, in the forthcoming mayoral elections due in May. He describes Bakary Badji as a hard-working and a competent person for the position, saying that they have worked together in council for many years. Let's hear details of that in this report.
Koli, the former mayor of the Kanifing Municipal Council under the Jammeh government, has on Wednesday confirmed his backing and support for Bakary Badji, mayoral aspirant of the National People's Party in the forthcoming mayoral race. Bakary Badji did not only get the backing of the former mayor Koli, but the support of Councillors Association of 2002. Yankuba Koli claimed that the reason which triggered his support to Bakary is to bring back order in KM, as Mayor Bensouda is only accommodating people close to him and not working in the general interest of the council.
The reason why we are endorsing him is because we want to take the ownership of the municipal council. But right now, the council is distant from the population of the municipality. If you look at what is happening, the mayor's interest is only on people that are close to him and made the council move more of a business center than serving the people of the municipality.
Former Mayor Koli believes that Bakary is the right individual to handle KM as he describes the personality of the aspiring mayoral candidate.
Any council all the councils that are operating in Gambia, we are their benchmark. They take from us. We do and they follow. And that should continue. And we believe Bakary can do it. For Bakary, he's very close, very, very close to the people of the municipality. He's somebody who is down to earth, not big at all, and that's what we need.
In an acceptance speech of his endorsement, Bakary Badji said there is no need for comparison between the current Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda and his predecessor, especially in terms of the development of the council during their terms.
When you talk about records, you can count a lot of records that were registered under Lord Mayor Yankuba Koli and the council. And the people of the municipality know this. They know that when you're talking of comparisons, they don't even exist. But moving forward, we're looking forward to getting more and more engaged with the people so that they get to understand what the stakes are and they get to understand that
All of these developments were done at a time that council was collecting minimal revenue. But we've seen an increase by 100% of revenue, and yet still we are not seeing those kind of markets and those kind of structures and those kind of schools being constructed under the period that the current Lord Mayor Salih Bensouda is serving.
The race for the mayoral seat is getting tougher between the incumbent Talib Ahmed Bensouda and the Minister of Youth and Sports Bakari Baji, as both candidates have started holding talks and endorsements. On May 20, 2023, the resident of the Kanifing Municipal Council will decide through the ballot box whether to maintain Talib Ahmed Bensouda for the second term or to flip the coin to Bakari Baji for the KM mayoral seat. For Eyeafrica, I am Yahya Jammeh.
The former mayor of the Kanifing Municipal Council, Yankuba Kolide, accusing Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda of using the council as a business center rather than serving the people of the municipality, brings us to the end of this edition of The World Today Newscast. For more news, visit our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram at Eyeafrica.tv. You can still visit our website on www.eyeafrica.tv. I am Yahya Jammeh. Thanks for watching and do enjoy the rest of our interesting programs.